Hey everyone! Did you know that if your birthday falls between December 22nd and January 19th, that would make your astrological sign a Capricorn? And if so, then buckle up, Buttercup, because the focus will be all on you today, as I will be talking about the 6 Pokemon that you could expect to find on the team of a Capricorn Pokemon trainer. I'm Sabrina, and you're watching Saffron City TV. Welcome back, everyone. I love learning about astrology, and I love sharing all of my thoughts with y'all. Astrology is the ancient study of the stars and planets and their potential influence on individuals based on their positions, movements, and alignments. It is believed by many that astrology can help you understand your personality better and can help determine your horoscope. However, horoscopes aren't going to be covered in this video. It's important to remember that astrology is just a pseudoscience, so don't take it too seriously. This is just a lighthearted video about some pseudoscientific stuff that I think is really fun and interesting to learn about. Also, I'm going to be giving my own interpretation on the zodiac signs in my videos. And today we are going to be talking about the type of Pokemon that you could expect to find on the team of a Capricorn. If you're familiar with astrology, then you might know that your birth month determines your sun sign, which gives you a generalized representation of your personality. All of the other planets also play a part. However, we are only going to be focusing on the sun sign today for simplicity's sake. And if you were born between December 22nd and January 19th, that means that your sun sign is in Capricorn. So let's talk about this sign a little bit, shall we? Capricorn is represented by the symbol of the sea goat, is ruled by Saturn, its element is earth, and its modality is cardinal. Capricorn is known for being ambitious, analytical, responsible, and driven. Capricorn individuals tend to be very disciplined and steadfast, and are likely to attain great personal achievement by slow and steady progress. In Western astrology, Capricorn is associated with the element of Earth. However, in the Pokemon universe, I think that the Dragon type best suits this sign. Capricorns are classy and traditional, making them a bit old-fashioned with a timeless aesthetic. They are cool-headed, resourceful, and persevering, knowing precisely how to succeed through their mantra, "Slow and steady wins the race." Capricorn values structure and rules as they promote order in society. And Capricorns can be a little bit authoritative, likely making the rules and following them. And they believe that restrictions exist for a purpose, intending for their careers, relationships, and society at large to operate like a well-oiled machine. Surprisingly, this sign possesses a sharp sense of humor, veering towards dry wit and sarcasm, making them pretty popular around the water cooler. Capricorns have the reputation of being workaholics, and rightfully so. This sign is organized and prudent, making for great CEOs and business owners. Capricorns put a lot of effort into their status in society. To this sign, complacency isn't an option, and mediocrity may as well be a sin. They detest failure of any kind, their own or the failures of others, which results in them being a bit contemptuous. Capricorn feels as if they are always right, and they usually are. However, they can be kinda judgmental if others don't adhere to their views, values, and expectations. This sign is self-reliant and self-sufficient, which often causes them to be reserved, antisocial loners who prefer isolation. This sign is likely to harbor some mental health issues that will be veiled in dark humor and suppressed, as they may perceive depression and anxiety as trivial and unworthy of their attention. Because this sign is so obsessed with success and making a name for themselves, they'll often resort to cutthroat tactics and may end up falling victim to greed. Despite this, they are great judges of character and are good at finding people that vibe with them best. Capricorn seeks to balance their morals with their drive for success, and this sign is likely to build a legacy worth reverence. See, this is fun learning about Capricorn. So let's talk about the 6 Pokemon that you could expect to find on the team of a Capricorn. Just as a quick side note, there won't be any Legendaries on any of the sign's teams, as I wouldn't want anybody to have an unfair advantage. So Let's get started, shall we? The first Pokemon that would be on the team of a Capricorn would be Kingdra. The symbol of Capricorn is that of the sea goat. However, there aren't any Pokemon that look like a goat with a mermaid tail. Sure, you could make an argument for Primarina, but personally, I think that Kingdra fits Capricorn better and also kinda resembles the sea goat. According to Kingdra's dex entries, this Pokemon sleeps in underwater caves at depths that are uninhabitable to other life forms. It creates whirlpools every time it moves, wakes up, or even yawns. Scales shed by this Pokemon have such a splendorous gleam to them that they have been given to royalty as gifts. Kingdra and Capricorn mesh well together because they both prefer their solitude, but once they emerge from their caves, they make big waves. Not only that, but they have a particular elegance to them that charms even the most refined of people. Therefore, I think Kingdra works well as the symbol of the sea goat and makes for a great first Pokemon for this sign's team. Another good fit for Capricorn's team would be Aegislash. This Pokemon has the ability to switch before its shield form and its blade form, making it a formidable opponent to come across, much like Capricorn. There's a reason that this Pokemon didn't show up on Leo's team, and that's because Aegislash has a particular edge to it that fits Capricorn better. According to the Pokedex, generations of kings were attended by Aegislash, and it can detect the innate qualities of leadership, meaning whoever it recognizes is destined to become king. Its spectral powers allow it to manipulate others, and in the past, it has used its power to force people and Pokemon to build a kingdom to its liking. Legend has it that a king with an Aegislash reigned over the land, and it eventually drained him of life, taking his kingdom down with him. Capricorns are strategic achievers, expertly selecting offensive or defensive maneuvers with precise timing. Similar to how Aegislash accompanies kings, Capricorn also seeks status amongst the prosperous and wealthy. Their astute judgment of character guides them in aligning with the right individuals. However, Capricorn's ambition can drive them to be ruthless when achieving their goals, leading them to employ office politics and stepping on others to get to the top. Therefore, I think Aegislash and Capricorn would understand each other, and if you end up putting the two together, they just might end up ruling the world. The next Pokemon that would resonate well with Capricorn would be Sceptile. This Pokemon is swift and sharp, much like the mind of a Capricorn. However, I think that there is a deeper connection here. Per its Pokedex entries, Sceptile agilely leaps about the jungle and uses the sharp leaves on its arms to strike its prey, and is unparalleled in jungle combat. This Pokemon has seeds growing on its back. These seeds are full of energy and nutrients that revitalize trees. This Pokemon raises the trees in a forest with loving care and grows trees and plants in its jungle habitat where its power is without equal. Capricorn puts so much emphasis on success that even since childhood they've felt an internal pressure to succeed. And when this sign does succeed, they're often unrivaled by any competition. Like Sceptile, Capricorn works deliberately and diligently in their careers and their relationships, tending to them like a garden and providing all of the care and attention necessary to cultivate healthy and steady growth. But double-cross this sign and they will cut you down swiftly. Capricorn and Sceptile are so alike, and I just think that this Pokemon is perfect for a Capricorn team. Another great addition to Capricorn's team would be Donphan. This Pokemon embodies many qualities of Capricorn, and I think these two would work together really well. According to its dex entries, Donphan is normally calm and composed, but if provoked, Donphan will become enraged and go on the offense. Donphan's favorite attack involves curling into a ball and charging at high speed, and once it starts, it's hard to stop. This Pokemon is very hardy with a rugged hide, and regular attacks on it barely leave a scratch. Donphan has incredible strength, capable of moving dump trucks effortlessly, and it even helps people clear mountain trails blocked by rocks and mudslides, and I think that this resonates with Capricorn's robust work ethic. Its tusk size and length determine its rank and status in the herd, and we know that Capricorn yearns for status amongst their colleagues, neighbors, and families. Like Donphan, Capricorns are calm, cool, and collected most of the time. And this sign isn't fazed by frivolous attempts to get them riled up. That is, until somebody severely fails them, betrays their trust, or intentionally antagonizes them. At that point, Capricorn has no issues with aggressively tearing them down and will not stop until action is taken to prevent further issues. These two share so many similarities, from their mannerisms and attitudes to their work ethic and rank, that I think Donphan would be a great asset to Capricorn's team. Another nifty addition to Capricorn's squad would be Klefki. Sure, this sign is cool and serious, but spend a little bit of time around them and they'll have you laughing out loud with their perfect comedic timing and their witty, dry, sarcastic humor. While Klefki is not a particularly funny Pokemon, its idiosyncrasies are quite humorous, and I think Capricorn would like them. Plus, there are a few other aspects to this Pokemon that I think would appeal to Capricorn. According to Klefki's Pokedex entries, these key collectors threaten any attackers by fiercely jingling their keys at them. It seems that this Pokemon loves keys so much that its head needed to look like one too. This even-tempered Pokemon has a habit of collecting keys. It will even sneak into people's homes and steal their keys. I think the even-tempered Capricorn would get a kick out of seeing that play out, as this sign enjoys a little dark humor. But entrust a Klefki with important keys and the Pokemon will protect them no matter what. Noble families would give important keys to this Pokemon, knowing that their possessions would be kept safe. To this day, keys to vaults and safes are given to Klefki to prevent crime. First off, I think Capricorn would really like this Pokemon, finding its silly and mischievous antics to be quite humorous. But secondly, I think Capricorn would enjoy having this Pokemon around, as Capricorns themselves are dependable and ethical, and they work hard to earn their valuables and would want them to be protected. And I think Klefki would just lift the spirits of this sign, making this Pokemon a great addition to Capricorn's team. And since every sign gets an ace Pokemon, I think that the Pokemon that best suits this role on Capricorn's team would be Salamence. Salamence embodies the core aspects of Capricorn perfectly, and I immediately knew that this Pokemon was going to be this sign's ace. However, I think it would be imperative that Capricorn start out with a Bagon and eventually evolve it into a Salamence. Capricorns tend to age in reverse, much like Salamence's evolutionary line. So let's break this down. According to the Pokedex, Bagon harbors a never-ending dream of one day soaring the skies among the clouds. In doomed efforts to fly, this Pokemon hurls itself off cliffs, and as a result, its head has grown tough and hard as tempered steel. And in Bagon's frustrations with its own shortcomings, this Pokemon slams its hard head against huge rocks and shatters them into pebbles. It is also envious of bird Pokemon. Bagon is a solitary Pokemon that doesn't form groups with others of its kind. This resonates with the young Capricorn soul, always feeling the burden of success and having big plans for their adult selves, diligently hardening their skills in hopes of achieving their dreams. They may be a bit solitary in their early life. Eventually, Bagon evolves into Shelgon, a Pokemon that developed a hard shell in preparation for an even greater evolution. Occurring inside Shelgon's body is an explosive mutation of its cells, and in this phase, Shelgon rarely eats or sleeps. Similarly, once Capricorn sets their mind on a goal, they will undergo a bit of a metamorphosis as well, putting themselves under heavy pressure and dedicating their lives to their aspirations. And finally, when Shelgon does evolve into Salamence, this Pokemon finally realizes its long-held dream of growing wings. And to express its joy, it flies and wheels all over the sky while spouting flames from its mouth. And while basking in the joy of flight generally keeps this Pokemon in high spirits, Salamence turns into an uncontrollable menace if something angers it. The mature Capricorn is likely to have achieved their goals and will fiercely defend their achievements, never letting anyone undermine their accomplishments. And in their success, Capricorn will have finally found everything they've been dreaming of and worked so hard to achieve, and will likely lead happy, fulfilled, and joyous lives. There is no other Pokemon that better embodies the ambitious, determined, and relentless Capricorn spirit, making Salamence the perfect life companion and ace Pokemon of this sign. And that's it. That's my team for Capricorn. Previously, I stated that no legendary Pokemon would be included on any of the sign's teams. However, I still think Capricorn would at least want to encounter legendaries. And the legendaries that this sign would want to pursue would be Urshifu, Zekrom, Reshiram, and Kyurem. Capricorn would be on the search for Urshifu, as both this Pokemon and Capricorn focus heavily on honing their skills and are determined to achieve greatness. According to its dex entries, Single Strike Urshifu inhabits the mountains of a distant region and spends much of its time training its legs and refining its moves, much like how Capricorn prefers solitude to focus on achieving mastery. Rapid Strike Urshifu modeled its fighting style on the flow of a river, sometimes rapid, sometimes calm, similar to how Capricorn knows exactly what moves to make to attain their goals and does so expertly. Next, I think this sign would be searching for Reshiram and Zekrom due to their relationship between truth and ideals, respectively. I initially planned on having Sagittarius search for these Pokemon until I read their Pokedex entries and decided that Capricorn would be more likely to encounter this pair. According to the Dex, Reshiram will scorch the earth in flames if people ignore truth and let themselves be consumed by greed. This Pokemon helps those who want to build a world of truth. Zekrom, on the other hand, will raise the earth with lightning if people lose the righteousness in their hearts. This Pokemon helps those who want to build an ideal world. Beneath Capricorn's steady drive and ambition lies a need to balance their tendencies for greed and cutthroat tactics and the truths and harsh realities of what it takes to be successful with their ethical beliefs and values and their ideals of a society that functions perfectly with no conflicts or issues. Given this internal duality, I definitely think Capricorn would be the first to search these two out. Lastly, I think Kyurem would be on Capricorn's list of legendaries to encounter. This Pokemon comes in 3 forms: regular Kyurem, white Kyurem, and black Kyurem. The standard form is waiting for a hero to fill in the missing parts of its body with truth or ideals, as its power is bound by the extreme cold of its body. White Kyurem and black Kyurem have absorbed either Reshiram or Zekrom and will protect the worlds of truth or ideals, respectively. I think this would serve as a reminder to Capricorn that a world without ethics and righteousness would be sheer chaos without order, and a world that doesn't strive to become better and achieve perfection would result in eventual implosion. Capricorn would need to balance these concepts and values to truly achieve greatness, driving home why they would seek out these legendaries. In summation, Capricorns are relentless, isolated, cutthroat, and can be greedy, but they're also driven, masterful, resolute, and likely to achieve a legacy of greatness. Capricorn's team would consist of Kingdra, Aegislash, Sceptile, Donphan, Klefki, and Salamence. Capricorn would be on the search for legendaries such as Urshifu, Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. What do you think of my team for Capricorn? Are you a Capricorn? Leave me your sign down in the comments below. Anyway, I hope that you really enjoyed today's video, and if so, the best way to let me know is by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and stick around because next time we'll be covering Aquarius. That's it for today. Bye!